You know it's scheduled. Probably sometime in March. Because he edits on the 12th. I'm sure he'll be happy to get something new on your festival. It's funny. Seeing his eyes. It's so soft.
And this is for NCA.
This is just like they're renovating theater. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, it's the coldest girl gets by the way, this is Anna. She's an
Hi,
Anna.
nice to meet you. How's it going? Nice to meet you. Hey, no problem.
Eric is now.
They do help. They just opened this.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just
It's just a little house.
a small frame house
Yeah.
and a
We're good, Catherine.
All right. Well, I know all of your credentials, so we're good with that. So I won't have to ask you to
Okay,
repeat that.
that's good because I couldn't remember all of them. You're doing better than me.
So tell me a little bit about culinary tourism in North Carolina, and the Sonker Trail as part of that. How is that? You know, you're seeing more and more of this evolving in North Carolina. What impact is that having on the state?
Culinary tourism in North Carolina is a huge segment of the tourism industry in North Carolina. Studies have shown that North Carolina is one of the top 5 states in the United States for culinary tourism. When you look at the state of North Carolina, all the way from the coast to the mountains, there are different aspects and different things that culinary visitors can experience, from the seafood down the coast, barbecue throughout the entire state of North Carolina, whether you like it Eastern style, Western style, or even some of the little pockets in the mountains. You have wine tourism. You have now the beer tourism coming up with Asheville. Wine is throughout the entire state and really growing a lot. So culinary tourism throughout the state is becoming a very huge attractor to visitors coming from within the state, visiting other communities, but also internationally and nationally. From a economic standpoint, let me think of how to phrase it. From an economic standpoint, culinary tourism for communities is almost a perfect attraction, especially for small communities like Mount Airy, Surrey County, with this Sonker Trail. Basically what they've done is, Sonker has been around for generations, and they've just identified this unique and kind of specialized dish, and found that visitors are interested in it. It's unique. It's something that is very unique to the area. It is a way to express some of the cultural aspects of this region. And so you start promoting that. What that does then is it helps bring visitors in, and visitors come in and they want to see what Sonker is, because most people don't even know what the term Sonker means. And once they kind of experience it and taste it, then they can go and see how it's different variations of that same dish in different areas throughout the trail. And that's really one of the great things about a trail. You can see that from Sonker trails to barbecue trails to wine trails, where people get to kind of experience what's going on in the regions. Economically, what happens is the visitor brings in a lot of the money to this activity. Studies have shown that from an economic standpoint that food and beverage tourism or culinary tourism will spend more on their travels than what your normal leisure visitor will spend. Also, most people spend more money per person, that's including overnight visitors and day visitors, more money on food and beverage than any other kind of component of the tourism industry. So food and beverage is huge. And so they come, they experience, they get to taste the Sonker, they get to taste barbecue in eastern North Carolina, they may go to the Yadkin Valley and taste wine. They experience that, and when they go home, they're able to tell their friends, tell their families. They can even now post it on Facebook. How many people do you see now taking pictures of the food that they're eating at a restaurant? And then all of a sudden it's posted to Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and they're saying, having a great time at Miss Angel's Heavenly Pies, having a great time at X Winery. And so what happens is they're able to extend that visit, extend that stay, and then because of shipping technology now, we can ship most food anywhere across the country. So not only do the visitors bring the money in on their initial visit, but when they go home and they want to share Sonker with their friends at a party, they can order it online and get it shipped, and the quality not be affected because we've got the technology to be able to ship stuff in such a way. That way folks in Western North Carolina can get Eastern North Carolina barbecue if they like it.
Are you seeing a lot of areas combining multiple culinary trails, culinary tourism attractions?
Yes, because what the culinary visitor wants is that unique experience, and they want that experience that is unique to the area that they're at, which is very important for culinary tourism. For example, wine. Wine is unique to the region or the area that the grapes are grown in. So the visitor wants to go experience the region, the wine of that region, and a lot of times want to see where the grapes are grown, set out the vineyard, taste some of the wine. You can combine that with some of the other aspects of the culinary visit, because the culinary visitor, the culinary tourist, is looking for those unique dining experiences, the unique dining options. So they may come to Mount Airy for Sonker, not a problem.
Put that on one, Steve.
Yeah, don't.
We're still
forget.
rolling. I'm not gonna
I think that
We're
was
good.
Jessica.
We're good. Still rolling.
You might come to Mount Airy for Sonker and the Sonker Trail. And while you're here, you try the Sonker, but then you want to go somewhere for lunch. There's multiple really great local places for lunch. One of the local magazines in the area has called the Fried Pork Chop Sandwich. That's famous in Mount Airy. One of the sandwiches that all North Carolinians need to eat. So you add that to that culinary experience. And then in the evening, you might want to go to one of the local wineries and have a glass of wine and maybe have dinner. And so that adds to that entire culinary experience for for the visitor that's coming. So culinary tourists are looking for all those unique experiences. And so by being able to combine those experiences on a trail or even in a destination is extremely important.
And then you also have the whole aspect of how it benefits the businesses economically. Multiple businesses are benefiting from this.
Oh, absolutely. So somebody comes for the Sonker Trail. They come, they eat the Sonker. Well, they're probably, if they're coming for a multiple day experience, what they would do is go for the Sonker, then they would travel to, say, a bed and breakfast or a hotel, spend the night. There's gas involved, there's other attractions. They'll go and buy souvenirs. If they're really interested in the food and beverage of an area, what they may start doing is looking for ways that they can actually produce it themselves. So they may go to and buy cookbooks. They may go and buy cooking utensils, cooking vessels, pottery that will help them create that same dish once they get home. They're looking at trying to extend that experience, because one of the things that culinary tourists are always trying to do is they're trying to learn. They're not only trying to taste the food, but they're trying to learn about the food, learn about the community, learn about the culture that produced that product. So whether it's Sonker, why do they call it Sonker? Who came up with the term Sonker? How did it get created? They're also looking at, okay, now if I want to go make it at home, I need a cookbook, I need some recipes, so how do I get that? Maybe I need a special vessel or piece of pottery to help me make that. And of course, since I'm on vacation, I want to get it from this area. And then also, we got to get gas. We've got to get coffee. We've got to get other things that will add to that experience. Once the businesses are getting that get the money in. So, for example, here Miss Angel's Heavenly Pies. She gets the money. She pays employees. Those employees then can go buy stuff at local stores. They can go and pay their bills and pay taxes, and it just trickles down throughout the entire economy.
Great. Anything else you can think of that you want to add?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so,
Okay.
unless you have any other questions.
No, I think that.
What do you think of the Sonker? What do you think of that?
It's outstanding.
Tell me.
Sonker is outstanding. I mean, who doesn't like a warm dish with fruit and just ooey goodness? And the great thing about it is everybody has their unique spin on it. So the Sonker that you get at one place is going to be a little bit different than what you get at another place. And with those unique spins, and I mean, you can get Sonker now with different types of fruit. You can get it with different types of toppings. But the really cool thing is that you can also get it from gluten-free aspects also. So everybody gets to enjoy it.
Perfect.
Right.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is give me your first and last names and spell them for me.
Jessica Johnson. Jessica Johnsson.
And what is your title?
Assistant Marketing Director and General Manager of the Mount Airy Visitor Center.
Tell me, what is Sonker?
Sonker is our version, Surrey County's version of a deep dish pie. And it is tradition around here. We all grew up with it and almost took it for granted because it was just at every church supper and on every grandma's table.
Let's ask that again.
Okay.
Just ask that again.
Okay.
Tell me, what is Sonker?
Sonker is Surrey County's version of a deep dish pie. It's made with in-season fruit or fruit that has been canned or frozen, and it is something that we find on every church, at every church supper and on every grandma's table.
How do you know what the history of Sonker is?
Yes, it actually started really in the pioneer days as a way to easily make a quick dessert. Everybody had access to flour, butter, milk from a cow, and everybody had a fruit tree or a fruit orchard nearby. So it started out as just an easy way to make a nice treat for your family.
Tell me the whole concept of the Sonker Trail. How did that come about?
That came about because we realized that people wanted unique food items, and Surrey County had the Sonker. And it was something that was not being served in restaurants. It was something that you would find at home. And so we wanted to share that with the world. So we had a lot of restaurants who were interested in making that, and so they developed their own Sonkers, and we built a trail around that so everybody could have a nice taste of Surrey County.
And tell me a little bit about the trail, how many stops there are, and what kinds of locations visitors on the trail might visit.
We have 7 restaurants on the trail. And they all have different Sonker. So here in downtown Mount Airy, we find the Sonker that is either gluten-free or the regular Sonker made with Miss Angel's peaches from her peach orchard and other fruits, and she does a moonshine glaze. Tria Restaurant has a little bit of more upscale looking Sonker, but is actually based in tradition. We have Rockford General Store, who does a really traditional recipe that was actually taught to the owner by a lady in her 80s who had been making Sonker since the day she was born. And they do a variety of fruit flavors. We have the Living Room in Pilot Mountain, who does a little bit of a different Sonker made with chipotle, which is delicious. It's a pear and chipotle Sonker. And, you know, it's a little bit different everywhere you go. In Elkin, we have a Heaven Sent Bakery does a good Sonker. And we also have Roxy and Lulu's in Elkin that is a stovetop sonker with a biscuit topping. So each one has a little bit different, and they're all free to change their sonker as much as they want to, because it's all about freedom of choice and developing their own unique take on it.
When was the trail developed?
The trail was actually in development last year, and it launched early this year.
So what's the response been so far?
The response has been huge. Just about every visitor who comes in asks us about it. We are flooded with emails. It has been a great response. People love to travel for food, so we're definitely capitalizing on that.
What's the farthest place that you know of that a visitor has come from?
I actually had an email from a guy in Pennsylvania who was on his way down to Florida and for the winter, and he stopped in Surrey County just to eat sonker at Rockford General Store. So we were excited about that.
What do you think the economic impact of all of this might be to the Surrey County area?
The economic impact is huge because you come here to eat sonker, but you also spend money on hotels, on gas, on food, on shopping. So it definitely trickles down and affects every aspect of our county's economy.
What's your favorite kind of sonker?
You know, I love sweet potato sonker because that is tradition, and I grew up eating sweet potato sonker, but also nothing can beat a blackberry sonker made with fresh picked blackberries. It's delicious.
And what would you say to people to encourage them to come up and try the trail and try sonker?
Nothing beats a dessert. All you have to do is say the word dessert and people want to travel for that. But definitely come up here and have a taste of Surrey County. It's been around here since Pioneer days, so it's a good way to come and have a little bit of history, but also build your own memories. Come with your family, learn to make sonker on your own, and take it back to your own home after you eat it here.
Great. Anything else you can think of you want to add?
We're really excited about this. You know, the desserts and eating food definitely evokes memories, and so eating this, it reminds me of my own great grandmother who made sonker. So that's really special to me, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Great. Fantastic.
And what kind of sonker would Andy Griffith eat?
I would say Andy Griffith would eat sweet potato sonker because that is absolutely the tradition around here. Sweet potato sonker is found at every church supper and on every family's table.
I wonder why that is. Just because
sweet potatoes are easily grown in this area, and it's something that is not just grown in the summer. It's a root vegetable, so it can be grown in the fall and early spring too. And it's something that's easily preserved. You can put potatoes in a cold storage and keep them for a while. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
okay. I know sweet.
My name's Joey. If you need anything, just yell. All right. Thank you. You can talk. We're not doing audio. Unless you don't want us to hear it.
Pottery is one of the most difficult things to photograph because to get the glare off of it. When I do shows, the biggest problem I have is people stealing the messages.
Really?
Yeah, I could see that. They assume that they're free, I guess.
I had a lady ask me one day if that's what the dish costs. I said, well, I'm gonna give you the dish. I said, she said, you're mean.
Do y'all want these in that photo too, or anything, or since this is like the actual brochure?
Can we have the digital file?
Yeah.
No, not today.
No.
Thanks, Jack.
All this, that's towards you, okay?
Well, did they give you a free thing?
Yeah, we can sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, it better be warm. It is. Perfect. Well, I know we'd asked you to do it for Labor Days and then they came back again. I see. Well, I'm not gonna have you run the data on that. And I drink not, it gives you a good. It doesn't. I mean, I looked through the data. It shows a good shot for you to run a program that doesn't go in. For you to find the buttons. A lot of money. What's his name? From Gabba Gabba? It would say like that. Ruby? Ruby? That's why I didn't. See, I know you guys are full, but we're talking about having it later tonight.
Come on in.
Are we interrupted?
No, not at all.
You're being broadcast live right now.
CNN's got it. Yeah. Wolf Blitzer's talking about you. Just saying.
Read them. Okay, I just got it. It's an apple plum heart. And it's March.
Be with you in just a moment, sir.
Good stuff in here.
How can I help you out? I will get a big box. Seriously, I can get you a box.
Ladies, would you like to split a little sweet something? Chocolate moon? What? I'll let y'all open it up. Yes.
Just see,
Sit.
5:30.
Okay. Do ladies
It's
want
okay to
to,
take out lunch, but we want something.
do ladies want to come back after the museum and after you're a little bit?
She knows this shit.
And we can also, anything over here, we just opened up a gluten-free bakery next door. And we have also 15 hand-dipped flavors of Hershey ice cream. So anything in here I can heat up for you and put a little bit of ice cream on the side.
I know, I saw.
We have all of our brownies down through there. We have cakes, cupcakes up there as well. See, I told you I can get you a big box.
Do you really want that chocolate moon pie, don't you?
Now,
Good product.
you want to eat it right now? No, you're going to want to save it for later, for tonight at the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you pick out something that you're going to want to save for later?
Okay.
And you guys can each pick one and then split it. So
Oh,
that's strawberry rhubarb.
Did you like rhubarb?
I don't know.
It's kind of tart.
Do a little sour, you strawberry?
You've had the local pops. It's
Yeah.
the rhubarb local.
Yeah.
All right. The chocolate moon and the strawberry rhubarb.
Do you want the turnovers? They're 2 for $5. Or do you want the pies? They're $5 each.
Let's do the turnovers, and then we can get maybe another turnover. Let's pick out a third.
Look, you see the back in the back, little turnovers like that. Is that good? Okay, yeah, she's happy with the turnover. You and I will put something? Can we agree?
I don't know.
275 apiece.
Get down. Start picking up.
Yeah, there's one out up there.
Is there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Did y'all give her anything to drink? I know you just got through eating.
No, I think we're good.
All right.
We're celebrating a birthday by a little trip out of town, so we'll save those for the hotel
So,
tonight.
3 turnovers?
Just 3 turnovers.
That's not a very firm job. You done with these?
These $7.91.
Hey, SpongeBob. That's adorable.
You need this on.
Our staff is asking dumb questions.
Yeah, I know.
Whose birthday is it here?
Lila's.
Okay, rule of thumb, when it's a birthday, you get any flavor turnover you want, but you're too young for them. Go read the pink labels up front, and a
You
little
need
Kaiser,
receipt
and
as
pick
well,
any
sir?
flavor turnover she wants.
Okay, well, pick out another turnover, sweetie.
Any flavor you want.
Cherry.
For your signature,
Peach. That's just a plain strawberry. Lemon.
We got everything, the chocolate,
What do you like?
peanut butter and chocolate.
A lemon, please.
Lemon. You got it.
Room this way.
Okay.
I already couldn't have,
This is yours too, you okay? Have a great birthday.
Say thank you so much.
How old are you?
8.
8?
You know why we came here for your birthday?
I know, and that's what I want, because I actually in a bakery too, up in north of Durham, in a little town called Creedmoor. And those bags, they make me want to like lick my fingers to do that, and I have to stop myself.
I actually asked the customer if I could do that a few seconds ago. He said, do you mind if I do this real quick?
I would have been so okay with that.
And I've just moved up here. I live in Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
I traveled back and forth for 8 years every weekend up here for a relationship. And after 8 years, I finally said, okay, let's move. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Safely back home.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got it there right now.
Miss Angela, where do you want the strawberries?
I don't know what you want.
Thanks for the warm. Thanks for the warm.
Ever get a chance, if you ever get a chance to sit there?
It's actually when I got my boyfriend
Oh, did you?
from the school.
Hope he got you something.
Yeah, he got me.
I'm good, thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm on that, right? Yeah, behind you.
I'm good. That's when you do a name and all that.
Yeah.
Won't make it so messy over here.
Is that right, Catherine?
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing I'll do is ask you to give me your first and last names and spell it for me.
Do you want the Miss Angels or the real name?
The real name.
Okay.
And then it'll be titled.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My name is Angela Scher of Miss Angel's Heavenly Pies and Hillbillies Gluten-Free Bake Shop.
And can you spell your name for me? Just to make sure I have it.
Angelashur.
So tell me a little bit about Sonker and when did you start making it? How did you find out about it?
Okay, Zonker is a southern dessert down native to Surrey County, and because I'm originally from Long Island, I decided to add a twist onto it because we've been baking down here now for about 5 years. So we have access to all the fruit and everything from our orchard, so we decided to add the little bit of a twist and call it Bonkers for Zonkers and add a little touch of moonshine to it.
And what is your most popular variety? I'm just assuming you make different varieties. What's your most popular?
Our most popular variety is our peach or our apple, because we always have an abundance of fresh apples or peaches, so that's our #1 sellers.
What do you think it is that makes Sonker unique?
Where I come from, up in Long Island, Zonker would originally be called a cobbler. It's a lot more watered down here. The fruit's a lot more soaked, very watery. Zonker is very unique because it's actually, everyone makes it different. You can either make it crustless, you can make a crust on top, you can make, it's a unique version of a pie. So for people that don't want pie, and a lot of crust top and bottom, the Zonker kind of comes in and it usually just has something on top.
So tell me about being part of the Surrey Sonker Trail and how important you think that is to your business.
I love doing anything for downtown Mount Airy. We do a lot of charity work and a lot of work for Mount Airy in general. And for me to be a part of the Surrey Zonker Trail, I like people to see a part of the culinary where we come from. So I like to add that twang so people will see a little bit of a different taste to it.
What has the response been? Have you had a lot of people that have come in as a result of the trail?
We usually, every day, will sell out on our Zonker. We just opened up the gluten-free end of it now, and in the last 7 days that we've been open, we've already sold 3 full pans of, so I know the Zonker, everyone loves it.
And tell me a little bit about the gluten-free. You are the first gluten-free?
I am actually the first gluten-free certified baker, probably in the state. I'm agriculturally certified. We got a lot of grants and a lot of recognition for some of the stuff we've done. I just feel that being a part of all this and bringing it down to Mount Airy and bringing the gluten-free in general now we have the ability to ship the Zonker from here to Raleigh, or from here to Charlotte, or from here to Greensboro, or even to Canada. So we have the ability now to let not only Surrey County or all the other counties taste our product, but any other state can try it as well.
And what would you say to encourage people to come visit the Surrey Sonker Trail?
The only thing I can tell people to come down and visit is, I learned a saying when I was down here right away, y'all come back now, you hear? So to me, I really think that people, if they came down, in general, they went on the Zonker Trail, they taste a little bit of the culinary, there's a lot of different trails out there, I think they'll start seeing a lot of the heritage that and the love that people put in their product. A lot of love, whether it's my fruit that I put the love in growing, but a lot of people love, you know, putting their heart into what they do, and I think it should have recognition for it.
Fantastic. Is there anything else you can think of that you want to add?
Come on, Smiley. Jessica, anything?
You're the first gluten-free Sonker.
We said that.
Okay. Sounding good?
So now we're going to just
Ready? I'll just point to you.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
More friendly. Here we go. Ready?
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Okay, stay right where you are. Don't move around when you say it, and
Y'all come back now, you hear? Afternoons and Sundays all day, and people will come in here, kids, you know, 15, 16 years old, cannot do it. Even though there's It's for each 5 gallons we pour in, it's a half a cup of solid moonshine. So it's in there. So I'm not gonna chance.
Did you finish yours? I was gonna say, if you have any in there, you should taste it now. Then
Make apple moonshine and peach moonshine, and you don't even taste it. It goes down clear, but I just don't like it. If you do the swallow, then that's when it happens. It's like you almost wish you didn't swallow it.
Yeah.
wow, that's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those days are kind of like those little, the fruity drinks with the umbrellas.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way you pass that. Can't taste it.
Actually, all of a sudden you see my daughter get up, and 5 minutes later, she looked at me, laughed, and fell on the floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said,
Talk, Captain, anytime.
Yep.
okay, so we take a little bit of flour. This is gluten-free flour. It's coconut and rice. You put some butter in the pan. I prefer to use the Pam spray right now. This has 4.5 pounds of fruit. It has fresh berries and fresh peaches. As you can tell, the zonkers are usually very watery. Now this fruit has been marinating in moonshine for the last 48 hours, so you'll really see it very watery. The color, the liquor actually discolors the fruit too, which is kind of nice. So it gives it that texture of purple. For Valentine's Day, we did strawberries and peaches, so it was red. Once you get your fruit in and it's pretty much level, you take your strips of dough. I don't really roll it across the top. I just take strips. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's all going to bake out. Now we have a signature emblem that goes on all our products. Because we do everything from the heart, we always will put a heart on top of our product. That's our signature. So whenever we do our pies or zonk or anything we do, we put one nice little heart, dead center. So now we'll take this and we will usually put coarse sugar. This is called Damaru sugar. It's a very heavy sugar. It'll sweeten it. It'll also not make it so bitter. And then I'll usually take my bowl of crumbs, which is basically made from flour, sugar, gluten-free flour again. So it's going to be a little bit different, the texture. We crumble it on. We take it. It's actually going to be very heavy. We put it in our oven.
Hang on. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Action.
Okay. So I set my oven at 325 for about a half an hour. You'll know it's done when it's light brown. And voila! When moonshine zonka coming up.
This color. Take a spoon out. I mean, take some of it out of the bowl. Yeah, there you go. Just take it out and move on up. Ready, go.
No.
Yeah, that's all going. Faster than I am. Go. Don't show it to me. Go ahead and cut one more and just take it out up over there. Hang on. let me say action.
Okay.
And action. Perfect. Thank you. Smell real good.
It smells heavenly. We hear that all day long. It smells
Right?
heavenly in here.
Action.
I smell zonka. It's definitely done. Very light brown. The fruit discolored. Now I'm going to make my moonshine glaze. We add moonshine. Stir it all up. And over my nice little hearts, you glaze.
Stop. And glaze some more. Okay.
That's why we call it bonkers for zonkers. I'll kind of be walking around, all my helpers setting everything up, and some of the tourists will come in not knowing I'm from their area. And I'll hear them making fun of how the girls talk and this and that. And then they'll go, oh, look at her, she looks like a country bumpkin. And I'll look up and look over the counter and go, I'm one of you guys.
Here we go. Action.
So this is a fresh blueberry, fresh peach zonka. It's all natural. The fruit's all natural. The dough is all natural. There's 0 preservatives in this. It's literally scoop, get out the ice cream, and eat. Very, very different. But there's no one wants to work with it. No one wants to, and not only that, you have to have your own building, because it has to be like someone walks in the store, which they have with celiac disease, they could die if that cross-contamination of flour came to this room right now. That person's gonna be sick. Hey, handsome. Boy, Jessica, you're gonna be trashed. You got the cream of the crop in this one. Oh wow, this smells awesome. Phew. Okay. Sergeant Bocci, I'm going to give you my heart.
All right.
You get the heart on top of it.
Sounds good.
And you want the moonshine too, right? Yeah. You got it.
Go.
Voila.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You get the fork?
Yeah, right behind you. Okay, who's my victim? Jessica, you want to try? Come on, you're gluten-free. It's hot too, be really careful, it's boiling. That's the last of our peaches from August.
Really good.
It's really hot. I love blueberries in it. I love when it discolors it. Yeah, it's pretty. We had raspberries in for Valentine's Day, raspberry and peaches and strawberries, and it turned it red. It was awesome. Is it good? And I'll give you a little container too for that.
Where'd it go?
A clean one. Oh, you got one? Oh, you got it. She got you one.
Might steal some of this.
So you didn't know what you came when you brought your brother. Now you didn't know what was going to happen when you came to Mount Airy.
Yeah. Right. It's good, huh?
Now it takes its rightful home behind the cabinet. Jessica,
Oh yeah.
I got a blueberry and I got a cherry peach one from last night that wasn't touched. Will you eat it? You could freeze it. share with your
How you
mom.
guys like it?
It's wonderful.
I told her I'm waiting for that picture. It's going right up on my wall.
It's really good.
That's you.
We're in Chicago, so you don't really
Yeah,
get this at
eat
all.
it.
Recommend it to folks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The ice cream, I just really like. Yeah, I bring everybody here. They come visit.
Would you guys do the Sonker Trail?
Oh yeah. If it's food, I'll do it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. What about you?
I'm not much of a sweet guy, but
He is right now.
this is good, yeah. This ice cream I can eat all day.
You want a bag? Jessica, you want a bag?
Okay. If you could give me your first and last names and spell them for me.
Chris Wishart, C-H-R-I-S, Wishart, W-I-S-H-A-R-T.
And you are the chef and owner?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and say the name of the restaurant.
Tria Restaurant, yes, ma'am.
So, you ready for me to continue?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, tell me a little bit about Sonker and how you learned to make it and how you do yours differently from somebody else.
Right, well, I learned a bit of a different style, and I grew up in the central part of the state, where it would probably be considered more of a cobbler than a Sonker, to where in Surrey County, where it originated, it is called a Sonker. So the way I grew up learning it with my family, it was a little drier. I noticed that a lot of the Sonkers that are originated here in Surrey County have more of a wet batter when they're baked. And to the style I do, I tend to do more butter and eggs and no milk or cream. And so it's a little tighter than the traditional Sonker would be.
What varieties do you typically prepare?
Just a couple of varieties, and really I've just started experimenting more with this now, and this time of year I'm kind of limited to what's available. So I've been doing an apple and almond Sonker, which has been a lot of fun. And when the spring and summer comes around, I'm looking forward to doing more berry-based Sonkers, which will be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to berry season coming in.
What kind of feedback do you get from customers who come in and try it?
Well, it's been surprisingly positive. And they're always very curious, when they see the dessert menu and they see the Sonker on there, which is wonderful, which is what we always want. We want that engagement with our customers where we have a story associated with something, and so it gives us an opportunity to go back and forth with our customers about the Sonker and its heritage here in Surrey County and why we're on the trail and what it means to us. So it's a great conversation piece with dessert. It's not just something that they enjoy eating, but something that we enjoy talking about. And it's good to carry a story away with you with dinner.
Do you ever have any customers ask for your recipes?
Not yet. No, I've had people ask for recipes here and there, which I gladly give, but I don't have as many people asking for recipes. Well, I would say that's true in general, not just of the Sonker, but I'm certainly willing to help anyone out on how to do it.
So tell me what you think the Surrey Sonker Trail means for not just your business, but businesses throughout the area and having that established that.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I think, for me especially, it's hard for me to speak for everyone, but to me, food is such an integral part of our culture and our heritage, and I think it's important that we find ways to capture our heritage and pass it along and instruct people. And I think food is a great way to do that, because when we eat, they're always reminding us of significant times in our lives. They're very nostalgic. Eating food is a very nostalgic thing, and it reminds us of our families and occasions and all sorts of things like that. I think the Sonker Trail is a big part of that, where we're establishing something that hopefully will not only keep the Sonker part of our county's heritage, but also lead to other things as well, things that are indicative of this area. I forget that are particular to this area that we can hold on to, that people will associate Surrey County with, and the wider region also, but certainly for that. That's what it means to me.
And how important is the economic impact?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know enough about the rest of the trail. I don't get out much, so I don't know beyond our humble shop here what it's doing. But once again, for us, I think that it has highlighted something rather than just the process of looking at the dessert menu going, no thank you. You know, if you weren't, I think what it's done for us is started a conversation, and it is people who would possibly not order or are doing it out of mere curiosity, and that has certainly made an impact for us. And what we have seen are people coming to Trio that would normally not have come to Trio, that have read about us, you know, through the Sonker Trail. And I think that's been the most positive thing for us is having people introduced to our version of the Sonker and to our restaurant and our style through the Sonker Trail and through the exposure it has had in multiple mediums. And that's what's been really fun to watch.
What would you say to encourage people to try out the trail?
Well, I mean, why would you not? I mean, what could be better than driving around eating dessert? I mean, it's a great way to spend. You know, certainly that's not something you would, I don't know what the feasibility of doing that in one day, but certainly, you know, it's taking time, putting it on the fridge and having it be something that you do, whether you're going to be in Elkin or here or probably wherever you might be, to have that something to mark off the list when you're there. I think it would be a lot of fun, and it's fun to see different styles of something that everyone is familiar with and that they enjoy, and hopefully people that aren't familiar with it are getting introduced to different styles and getting out around the county and trying the different places that are featuring it. It's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite kind of Sonker?
My favorite would be strawberry, but that's just my particular favorite. Don't know if it's better than one or the other, but for me personally, I love a fresh strawberry Sonker in season when the berries are out. It's just delicious with ice cream.
Great. Anything else you think of that you want to add?
No, I just enjoyed talking about this, and we're just honored to be on the Sonker Trail, and honored that we're able to highlight our version of it and be a part of our history here in Surrey County, and hopefully we can help continue it.
So it's true that you don't use water, you use moonshine in the mix for your...
Well, I just drink the moonshine and pour water over the fruit, so it comes out different every time.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cue the hippos. What business up there? Great. Oh, yes. Plus, take it away. Not yet? I'm sorry. Take the spoon away. My fault. So what are you going to do when I say action? What are you going to do? Hang on. Let me say action. What are you going to do? Don't do it yet. Take it away. Ready? Action. looking at your food, Anna? Action. Yeah, just keep eating. I'm going to shoot some close-ups. Take another bite, Miss Anna.
Yeah, I do get like a hint of that too.
This is great, guys. Just a little bit more, we're done. That was a big Bob Gardner bite there. And I'm going to do one more close-up of your taking it out, so have at it. That's great. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to just take a small chunk, and when I say go, go ahead. And go ahead. Isn't that good? Don't look at me. We're good. That was great, guys. Thank you. Force you.
Okay, if you need anything, let me know. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Jessica,
Yeah.
you need to take some of that giant pie that Miss Angel gave me. You can take some of it home.
No, you take it.
Don't get me in your picture, please.
Greg is diabetic.
No, I don't need any desserts in my house. Serious. We're like both on diet.
She said that we can do that better.
How confusing does it get tattoo Jessica's?
It gets a little bit, but at least like if they just ask for Jessica, somebody will help them.
That's true.
Some people call us JJ and JR. But
Well, and when we were interviewing her, that's what we were
it's
saying.
actually been easier I think
Yeah.
than we thought it would be.
Yeah. But it can get challenging sometimes.
Yeah, and the staff just knows when people call to ask, like Jessica Roberts or Jessica John.
Years now, so.
And I just started last June, so.
See the office when Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our offices are not close to each other, so that might help it out
Yeah.
actually. The rock.
Okay. So the first thing I'll ask you to do is give me your first and last names and spell them for me.
And spell it Carolyn Carter, CarolynCarter.
And you are one of the owners.
I am.
So, ready to keep going?
That's all.
Okay, we'll just have to go. Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit about how you got started making Sonker.
Well, you want to wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. We're rolling.
Okay. So tell me how you got
Bye,
started
please.
making Sonker.
Well, I got started making Sonker when we bought the store, and the previous owner had started a sweet potato festival. And so some of the local ladies said, well, you need to continue on with the festival. And one of the things that they make at the sweet potato festival was a Sonker. And I'm like, okay. They said, well, you'll have to make the Sonkers. And I'm like, well, you want me to move this pot of water? It's kind of bubbly.
No.
No? Okay.
Good. My God, this is quiet here. Here comes the train. I'm just kidding. We're rolling.
Okay, so tell me how you got started making sonker.
Well, we moved to Rockford, bought the store, and there was a continuous sweet potato festival that happened. And the local ladies were saying, well, you know, you need to serve sonker and custards and all this. And I'm like, well, that's good. What's sonker? So the 80-plus-year-old lady said, well, here, I'll make the sonker for you. I'd never had sonker, never heard of it, but it was absolutely delicious. So after that year, then I became one of the mentors. They were my mentor, I guess. They were tired of making sonker, and so I kind of jumped in there, helped her, and here we go. We make sweet potato sonker. We make apple, strawberry, mixed fruit, blackberry, peach, chocolate, whatever you can come up with, we now do sonker.
What is different about your sonker versus some of the other places in the area?
Well, ours is more like a traditional type sonker because, like I said, the elder ladies had been making them all their lives, and their mother had made them, and so I learned the traditional way, which is we roll our crust, and we don't have a bottom crust. We just have around the side, one on top, and it's not dumped in. It's just lots of love, lots of sugar, lots of butter. Makes a great sonker.
What is your most popular variety?
Probably the sweet potato. Everyone loves that.
And what do you, how do you feel about being part of the Sonker Trail?
Well, anything that'll bring people to Rockford's great for us. I mean, if they said fry up dirt daubers, we would, whatever. But it's great. People get to come. They get to experience something they don't normally experience. Not too long ago, it's less than a month ago, right after, they started the Surrey Sonker Trail, we had a couple from Pennsylvania that was on vacation in Surrey County, and they come here every day and ate a different sonker. That was part of theirs, and they loved it, and they still email me, oh, please try to help my wife make this sonker. Well, we don't have a recipe, so it's kind of hard to say, well, okay, here's my hand, imagine some of this and dump it in there, But
how important is it for you as a business owner to have opportunities like the Surrey Sonker Trail to drive people into your store, to buy food and things of that nature?
Well, anything that brings people or commerce to your business is always a godsend. So being on the Surrey Sonker Trail, the only time we ever really made sonker was at the Sweet Potato Festival. And that's when we made the sonker. So when they said, well, we're going to have a sonker trail, and I thought, well, how wonderful. You get to offer more stuff and different people. And there's a lot of foodies that go everywhere to sample food. And so we get people coming, for our fried bologna. We're famous for that, bologna and cheese. So now they got another reason. You got another set of people. Some people don't like sweets. Some love it. So, yeah, great for commerce.
What would you say to recommend that people try out the trail and experience? Because there's everybody does it differently. There are different types, different settings, restaurants, bakeries, general store, various places. So what would you say to someone about the experience they might have if they try the trail?
Well, my little phrase, I guess, is jump on the Surrey Sonker Trail that put a smile on your face. Very hard to frown when you're eating sonker. And I know everyone does it different.
Just stop. Somebody gonna answer? Here we go. If you would just start that again, please, Kathy.
Okay. So what would you say to encourage people to try out the Sonker Trail, being that they're in all different venues?
Well, my little catchphrase is jump on the Surrey Sonker Trail, that'll put a smile on your face. It's a great day trip. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to each little stop. I think we got 5 or 6 stops now, so you can make a day out of it. Everyone's is different, but I've never had a bad one. So they're all great. They're all different, and it's just like a huge culinary experience in a day.
Great. Anything else you can think of you want to add about Sonker or the trail?
Well, if you've never been to Surrey County and you do follow the Surrey Sonker Trail, you'll find other things along the trail that is also more awesome, less awesome, than the Sonker. So it's great for everyone. It's great for kids, great for grandma. Just bring everybody out and have a good time.
Perfect. Good deal. What's your favorite?
Oh, I'm so sick of Sonker. Don't put that on there.
You're on now, darling. You are on. That's what we're going to use right there.
Oh no, I really don't have a favorite. I don't know. Blackberry. Yes.
Go at it.
Okay, so this is our traditional. Yes.
Action. Action.
Okay. So tell me basically what the steps are in preparing your version of Sonker.
Well, we take our dough and we make like a pie biscuit dough. It's got some Crisco, some flour, a little milk, and you just make your nice dough. You take and grease the side of your pans, roll your dough out, do your little side crust, put a little thickening in the bottom, which is flour and sugar, dump your fruit, your berries or whatever on top, sprinkle lots of sugar, lots of butter on that, and then you take and roll out your top crust, lay it on top, fold the side crust over to make a great seal, sprinkle a little more sugar, a little more butter, bake at 350 for about 30 minutes, and you have a wonderful Sonker.
Now, I'm going to shoot that. I want you to say that.
Yeah, a little bit of love and a whole lot of sugar.
There you go. Ready?
And you add a little bit of love and a whole lot of sugar.
That's just too good. Catherine, come on. Just looking right at Catherine. And anytime.
And you add a little bit of love and a whole lot of sugar.
You need to look at her after.
Yeah,
Give me two
Oh,
more seconds.
I keep-
Yeah.
okay.
You got to keep looking. Ready? Go.
Add a little bit of love and a whole lot of sugar. Sugar boogers.
Open up a yogurt shop and call it Sugar Boogers.
Yeah, that's what it was, frozen yogurt.
Like,
Yeah.
like a sweet frog.
Yeah, I said, I love sweet frogs. He said, I'll get you a sugar boogers.
Listen, that people it catches on.
You know, that's great. I like that.
Would y'all like to try our Sonker? It's still warm. Strawberry?
Hey, you talked
Take
about
a
it.
taste. I don't want to, I can't eat.
You'll be wanting the whole one. You want
No,
to take a whole one back with you?
Well, we've
And
already
let
got
everyone
one.
sample? Oh, someone's done give you one.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm letting,
Yeah, I'm letting Anna have it.
Anna will take that.
But we would gladly let y'all.
Just sit it down, back up just a little bit. Ready, action. Perfect. Yeah, that's action. I want you to back up just a little bit and action. Hold it right there. Just hold it. I want you to put in one more little tiny clip. Just hold it. Take it away. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Action looks great.
Yeah, you're going to have to get Bob Garner down here.
I'm telling you.
You and him will have to come back.
Marty Garner, we don't care.